Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video we're gonna check out the balance changes for Lord Bison in the definitive update or the final update for Street Fighter 5. And Bison did get a couple of changes, some of them good, some of them are nerfs. Most of these changes are targeting the V-Trigger 1 and buffing it, and let's check them out, right? The first change is a new target combo, which is medium punch Psycho Axe, and then you get to cancel into the V-Skill 2. And this is a pretty good change. With V-Skill 2, Bison lagged an option to actively build V-Bar. Obviously he does have amazing crush counters and the move itself could be used, although there was some risk here, yeah. The change here is to give him an option. And obviously if you are near the corner, it does do a decent amount of corner carry and you get the Oki, so nothing too bad. The next change is to his light scissors, and the change here is that they increase the knockback distance when it happens to hit mid-air. So this is specifically targeting juggles where you use this, like this move for example, or this combo. Previously on this one, after a dash, Bison was in throw range, but not anymore. Or like with the target combo here, like he is a little bit of like it knocks you back a little bit more than him, but this is where you will see this get impacted, right? It's pretty much targeting this very specific combo, which is a big nerf because this is a move that this is a combo that you see Bison players using all the time. Now if he wants the Oki, he shall go for the EX scissors, so that is a little bit worse obviously. Next up, I'm pretty sure this is a typo because they did say that they gave EX Scissors invincibility, both in regular form and in V-Trigger 1, but I'm pretty sure regular actually got no invincibility. So let's just check this one out, right? Regular just doesn't go through anything. If it was totally invincible, it would actually go through this projectile. The V-Trigger 1 actually does go through everything, right? So this one is invincible, and this is actually a really big buff for him, right? It's not even just projectile invincible, it's like totally invincible. So this is now a true reversal of sorts. I think it's on frame 3, not frame 1, although I will have to check the frame data to make sure. But yeah, this is a pretty big buff to the character. And they did also address an issue with it. Sometimes the first hit would land, but the second and third won't, and they pretty much fixed it. It's a rare bug that I'm pretty sure you might have seen once or twice, but now it's gone. They did also change the EX Psycho Inferno, and the change here is that when you happen to anti-air with it, the opponent is knocked back further. This is something that you could see sometimes. A lot of, like, I will say only Problem X I saw doing this, but pretty much you could use Psycho Inferno as an anti-air, and now the juggle is gonna be a little bit different, right? Let's try this one out. Pretty sure you can get this one now. I think they fly away higher, or they fly away further, so I'm not really sure like what is the difference here, but yeah, this is a little bit different. Seems to be a little bit worse to me. Maybe you can get like a heavy scissors here. So they fly away higher, which makes it harder to juggle. At least this is what I'm interpreting at. If you're a Bison player, or if you have more information, like let me know what exactly is this targeting, but it seems like it's harder to get a juggle here, right? And this also applies obviously to the V-Trigger version as well. Yeah, it's kind of the same change. Pretty interesting, but I would like to see how this was altered. The next change is to the head press, and they pretty much added the ability to cancel this one on hit or on block. Like I said, a lot of these changes here are targeting V-Trigger 1, so when you happen to land this now, you can like cancel it into another thing, right? So you can cancel it into blast. This can also be done on whiff, so if the opponent is walking, or like you happen to get it to whiff, right? Something like this. Let's make sure that it happens again. It's so weird though. Like, this cancel seems so weird. and it's hard to get it to whiff, obviously, on a dummy. Oh man. Yeah, this is pretty much it, right? It's really weird. I think the idea is if you happen to get it to whiff like that, you can get away with an EX scissors or something. But it's pretty weird, especially if the opponent is switching sides. So yeah, it's an interesting change. I'm not really sure how useful this will be because it does still seem to be fairly slow. So I'm not sure what is the point of that one. Next up, they did change the EX head press, which is obviously this. Now this is totally invincible until the end of the first attack. And this is kind of the same thing, but I'm pretty sure this also applies only to the V-Trigger version, right? This, the granted one, always had like projectile invincibility, but this should also, the V-Trigger version should be fully invincible. Pretty sure it should be, already is, to be honest. I'm pretty sure like it is a reversal, but until the -2. Bison changes are like some of, like, they are ultra cryptic. I'm not really sure why the wording on them are so weird. Yeah, this is a cool one. In V-Trigger 1, EX head press can no longer be cancelled with a V-Trigger EX special move on hit. This is good. One of the things about Bison is if he was in V-Trigger 1, you could have cancelled like this, and that you could cancel this into like an EX scissors or something, and even on hit, but you can't really get it on hit anymore. On block, obviously, you still do able to get it, like you can do something like this. You used to be able to do that on hit, but you would miss the second hit of the head press. You kind of wasted the bar, so now you can just do it, and even if it get hit, you don't get the scissors. If it get blocked, you do get it, and you get to retain advantage. So this is a cool change. Now, they did alter his V-Trigger 1, and this one is a very significant buff, and gonna open a lot of doors for Bison. The thing about Bison's V-Trigger 1 is that it was very EX meter hungry, right? Like, to get substantial output out of it, you had to burn a lot of EX gauge. So you would save up your EX moves and just burn all of them once you got the V-Trigger 1. What they are trying to do now is that they're trying to give him the ability to convert out of it without having to resort to EX gauge, right? So you saw this. I'm doing like regular scissors into blast. Obviously, you can do something still like say regular scissors into inferno. You can go from a normal into an EX into an EX, and a normal into normal, but not the other way around, right? So you can go from an EX to a normal special, but you can go from a normal special to an EX, and this is good. I think this is a good change for the character overall. Gonna make his life a little bit better, all things considered, and should make V-Trigger 1 more viable, because now at least you can get like some value out of it without having to rely so heavily on EX bar. And the next thing is a nerf to the V-Trigger 2, and this is a substantial nerf as well. The nerf is pretty much to the timer, right? The moves, their consumption, you still get the same number of moves that you would get previously, but the idea here is that it now have 75% of the previous timer. Still a long time, like you can see, but it's not ultra long time. It went from 4,000 frames, I believe, to 3,000. So it's still pretty long, but yeah, it's not as long as it used to before. It is ticking at a more rapid pace. And that is pretty much it for Bison. The V-Trigger 1 buffs are pretty cool, but other than that, most of the changes are targeting his, like the nerfs to V-Trigger 2 is gonna be impactful. The nerfs to this specific combo is gonna be impactful, I feel like it. And I'm gonna have to wait and see how it plays out for Bison. A lot of the top tiers getting nerfed is actually really good for him, and it feels like a lot of his bad matchups got weaker, so we're gonna have to wait and see how it plays out. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, it helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.